The truth about improving your client's health. Hey, I'm Sarah from mostmotion, and I'm here with another video for every sports and fitness coach who wants to help their clients improve their physical health, emotional health, and any other type of health you can think of. Okay, so why should you care about improving your client's health? Because it's the underlying factor with everything that you're trying to achieve in your fitness goals. Okay, so when your clients come to you, with your participants come to your group sessions, they want to improve their physical health, but in order to do that, they need to improve their heart and lungs. They need to improve their joint strength. They need to improve their joint health. They need to improve their risk of disease. Okay, so they might be struggling with diabetes, something like that, some other lifestyle type disease that you are there to help with. But they are also, on the other side of the coin, they may have emotional health issues. They might be suffering with motivation problems. It might be anxiety or high stress, or they might just have low mood every now and again. So what I have done is I have put these on a little board so you can see them a little bit clearer. So you can see that everything when it comes to health is impacting your results as a coach. And there's two things that underpin everything that you're trying to do, and that is food and movement. Now, I haven't put any connecting lines on this little diagram here because they're all interconnected. So it doesn't matter whether you're choosing motivation, that can influence somebody's physical prowess. It can affect how hard they want to train. But food and joint health, joint movement can improve both of those things. So if you have somebody who's struggling to get going, it may well be that they've been eating a lot of rubbish. It's making them feel bad, and therefore they don't want to do the exercise. But on the other side of the coin, again, if you have somebody who is struggling to get their joints moving properly, they feel a bit creaky, then they might decide, if you've given them something to do at home by themselves, they might decide that they don't really want to do your session today. They're not really bothered, so they're just going to hang around at the back of a group session or not do the training that you set them at home. So if we try and focus on every single individual element of health, because there's loads, it's not just limited to what was on that list. If we try and focus on each of those things individually, it takes a lot of time. And you don't have that time in a session to be able to do it, but all of these things are really important. So you have to focus on them at some point. So how do you do that? Well, when we focus on improving joint health, I'm going to talk about joint health because that is something every sports and fitness coach is interested in. Personally, food is not my issue. I don't find that fascinating at all. So I would pair up with somebody who has nutrition as their area of interest. And that would help with clients for me, but not everybody is going to want to focus on food. But every sports and fitness coach is focusing on movement, which means that we can all focus on joint movement. So what do I mean by that? Well, when we focus on joint movement, we're focusing on improving every single area of health at once, which means we can do it every single session. And it doesn't need to be complicated either, okay? It can simply be adding a bit of movement to a stretch, okay? It could be observing how somebody is moving. It could be the behaviors and the postures that they are giving you that indicates that they're struggling with something. Now, the cool thing is you don't need to be able to decipher which problem they're dealing with. It might be an emotional issue. It might be a physical issue. It doesn't matter because you are not a specialist coach, which means none of that is your responsibility. All you have to focus on is the things that will help improve that person. So an example of this would be, let's say, knuckle cracking. Okay, loads of people see people all the time standing in a bus queue, whatever, cracking the knuckles. It could be habit, but it's an indicator of either emotional stress or it's actually an indicator of muscles in the hand that are too tight. Okay, so if you've got somebody who's typing all day long, they might have hands that feel a bit like this. And then when you ask them to grip something like a bar for a pull-up or a deadlift or something like that, they might struggle with the actual movement itself of holding on to that that bar. They might struggle with the strength. So if we improve the movement in the joints or in the fingers, then that can really help. So it's very, very simple. So that's really all I have today to say today. I understand this is a bit waffly. I had my COVID jab yesterday, so my brain is all over the place today. But if you want to get more insights like this, more easy ways of reducing the amount of time you have to spend dealing with individual things, then come and join us in the Facebook group. We're at injuryhackers.com. You can come and join us there, join in with loads of other coaches, and we'll have great discussions about loads of stuff going on in there. So make sure you do that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.